Hey everyone, what's going on? What's going on, huh? Happy Sunday, the fun day, right? Happy Sunday, the fun day. How was your weekend, huh? How was your weekend? How was my weekend? Well, it's just going. I've been working, and that's it. I was just working over the weekend, man. Nothing, nothing crazy, nothing, no partying, any of that. So, yeah, that was my weekend. How are you guys, huh? You guys had a good time? You guys had a good weekend? You are still partying your ass off, huh? Goddamn Bush Week or some over the holidays? Um, yeah, so today is December the 3rd, 2017. So basically, this year is gone. This year is gone. It's a bygone, gone by. It just goes on. And on and on and on. You know? So what are you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do with this? 2017 is over. 2018 is coming up. What? Yeah. Well, okay. So I know I didn't do a video last weekend. I guess because actually I did a video, and then my computer was giving me a hard time. Actually, I did a video on Saturday, but then my computer was giving me a hard time, and in terms of like memories. So I was trying to clean up the disk. I have it's one of those old Macs, and it's on partition, so it has a partition on it. You know how you can do boot camp and all that on Mac, and you can use it as Windows, or you can use the Mac OS operating system. So my computer was giving me a little hard time. So I was trying to clean up the disk, and I think I deleted the video that I made by mistake, and then I was like scrambling to find it, and I couldn't find it because apparently I emptied the goddamn what do you call the goddamn recycle bin, or the hell it is, right? So yeah, I'm sorry if you guys missed me. Here I am, back on track, man. What's going on, huh? What's going on? It's Sunday, and I'm just taking it easy. I was working today at Conditori, the Swedish cafe where you can actually order coffee. Or I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker. Coffee, I think is as mildly uh, mild form of cocaine. I don't need coffee. I don't need coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink any of that bullshit. I don't drink soda, except except I mix diet ginger ale with whiskey that I drink. That's it. Yeah, I don't do a lot of crazy things, which is a good thing because I don't know. I'm just saying, like I don't take any fucking pills. I don't have to. Why do I have to? I mean, I do my body exercises. Every morning and every evening. I do my body exercise, and I drink a lot of water during daytime. Cold water. And I try to eat healthy, although I would say that I want to cut down on meat. That's what it is, meat, man. For many reasons, many obvious reasons. But hopefully that happens down the road, and then I don't want to drink. After maybe I'm 50, I'm drinking now, as social drinking, but I'm not gonna drink. I don't want to drink after I'm like 50 or what the fuck it is, dude. Because late age drinking is the worst. It can just fucking kill you. You know, I mean, I'm not an alcoholic per se, because if you like, if you know people who go to like AA meetings and all that, any of those, then you know what an alcoholic means. I don't drink during that daytime, um, and I don't feel the urge. You know, alcoholics really are the people who are really dependent on alcohol, which actually ruins their life. But in any case, okay. Um, what else? What else? Huh? What is going on? Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Um, I'm just focusing on my business. That's what it is, man. Finally, work is picking up, you know, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing, and that's what I'm focusing on now. You know, that's what I'm focusing on. And my girlfriend was over Thursday night. She came over. She actually came from. She was, you know, she was visiting her family for Thanksgiving and all that. But she come, you know, she lives in LA, so but she came over on Thursday night, and then you know we went to Soho. We had dinner there, and then you know, and then we watched a little movie, and then you know she slept over. Then we got a sandwich, and then next morning, and then I dropped her off, right? And then I went to work Friday morning. Friday morning. Okay, so that's it. And what else is going on, huh? Anything new? Of course, a lot of things are new, man. This whole fucking thing is sexual harassment and all that. My girlfriend was saying that I don't know. She's a woman, so she's of the opinion that this is like a witch trial, you know, like where the hell it was. But on the woman's side, where the hell it was. But I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I'm not an expert on this, so don't ask me any questions. No questions asked. Sorry. I'm not an expert. Alright. I don't want to have this podcast for too long tonight. I don't think I can make it like an hour podcast, but I'll try to make the points that I want to talk about as much as I can, you know, from my cheat sheet. So yeah, so what else is going on, huh? What else is going on? A lot of shit going on in science, technology, and that's what I'm going to try to focus on, and not try to discuss too much about news, and you know, not waste my energy and effort on news. No, that's not what I want to do, sir, ma'am. So, so yeah, today I was just running around, man. So I worked at a conditori for like maybe a couple of hours, maybe hour and a half, not hour and a half, a couple of hours. I think 2 hours and a half. That's what I meant to say. 2 hours and a half. That's what I did. And then I have my smart car, the best urban car, the car, the park. Yeah, that's my little Bostonian accent. Car the park the car, right? Okay, so yeah, and then from there I went to buy. I needed this like this grinder, like you can grind actually dry fruit and all that. So I called, it was like I was done working at conditori, right, around 5 something, close to like 6 o'clock, right. And then so I found this place on 7th Avenue in Brooklyn, with the, you know, it's an upscale, what the hell it's called, upscale kitchenware, yeah, kitchenware store, right? So I called them, and lady picks up, and I'm like, oh, you guys are open? She's like, yes, but you know, we close at 6. She had an accent. I didn't know what kind of accent she had, but you know, I have an accent too, right? Right. Who gives a shit? We are all the same people. So and she was like, we close at 6. I'm like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I assure you, lady, ma'am, I'll be there in 5 minutes. You know. And then so I did the freaking directions on Google, and then I got there in like freaking like not 5 minutes because some asshole was ahead of me uh, on 7th Avenue, and I was trying to like beep him and like, come on, I need to get to the store because I need to buy this shit. And so I get there around like 6 o'clock, right? I get there around 6 o'clock, and then but the door is still open, so I go in there. So there are a few customers in there. So you know how these stores, they don't usually like close down the store, right on the dime, because obviously they still want your customers to buy shit. Yeah, you here to buy shit. No? I went there and I'm like, hey, I just called. I spoke to a lady, and there's some cute like Asian lady. She was like, oh yeah. And so the guy, he climbed the ladder, and then he found the goddamn freaking, what was it, Black and Decker, one of those, kitchenware grinders. So, and she was like laughing at me. She was like, oh, you were so fast. You came here in no time. I'm like, no, I wasn't kidding. When I said 5 minutes, that was like 5 to 7 minutes at most. And she laughed. So in that case, so I did that, and then I realized that holy shit. I was thinking about this on Friday, that I had to fill up the gas tank for my goddamn car. So then I realized that the thing was flashing. It's like, oh, 0.8 gallons, 0.8 gallons, holy shit. And I'm on fucking Flatbush Avenue, right? And I'm going on roundabout, I'm thinking, where's the fucking next gas station? And then I realized, holy shit, there's one on Atlantic and goddamn Glasson. Alright, so let me go there first, right? So I go there, and then fill up the tank, what's really good about these smart cars is that you fill up the tank, and your tank is only like 8 gallons. 8.5 maybe at tops, right? And you don't have to worry about about the gas for like 2 weeks. Trust me, for like fucking 2 weeks. And these cars are so efficient on highway. Did I tell you guys that last summer I went up to Westchester, northern Westchester, because I just wanted to have a getaway from the city in summer. So I drove up one of those Spring Brook Parkway, one of those like Bronx Parkway, and then I went up there, and I had a hotel room booked, right? And it's like in total, like it's like 40 miles probably. 40 miles one way, right? So I fill up the tank, right? I fill up the tank, and I go up there. And my shit, like basic shit, for like a one night stay over the hotel. And then oh yeah, where the fuck was it? Groton on Hudson? No, one of those towns up there, right? So so I drive up there, and then I stay there, and I went to the to the Hudson River front, and then I go to a bar, and I talk to people, etc., etc., and then I come back next day. So I drove back next day, and then I got back to my place, and then I looked at the gauge, right? So it's a digital gauge. You have like eight, one of those like squares or rectangles. As you fill up the tank, the gauge actually goes up. One, or lifts up. It lifts up. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 gallon, 5 gallon, 6 gallon, 7, 8 gallons, 9 gallons, 10 gallons. Not 10 gallons, but you get my point, right? So only one was gone. Only one. Only one of them was gone. Can you believe that? I did like 100 miles, and only one of the square rectangle was gone. I couldn't believe it. So this car is so efficient on the highway, but don't get into an accident. Don't fucking get into an accident, because this is a tiny car and you get killed. So you have to be very careful. You have to be very defensive when you're driving this car. We have to be very defensive, because you know, you are in a tiny car. First of all, you shouldn't be on the highway. Try not to be in the highway, but you have every right to be on the highway. You know why? Because this car is registered as a car, as a motor vehicle, with the state that you live in. So it doesn't fucking matter. Nobody can bother you, but you still have to be defensive, because people laugh at you, and and they laugh at my car, and what the fuck it is, But do I give a shit? No, I don't give a shit. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. What else? Alright, so let's just get into cheat sheet. I think I already wasted 16 minutes. Alright, so looking at my cheat sheet. Right, cheat sheet. Okay, so first things first. Bitcoin. What the fuck is a Bitcoin, first of all? Apparently, it's an online currency which has hit the roof. What is it, like $11,000 now for a Bitcoin, for one fucking Bitcoin? And actually, my engineer was trying to explain to me what Bitcoin is. And Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. It's a cryptocurrency. Means it's not recognized by any government. It's not recognized by any federal agency, including Federal Reserve. So I was reading an article, because my engineers were like kind of interested. They were like, "Oh, maybe this is the next big tech idea." I don't know. So I looked up, articles on Bitcoin and what people had to say on Bitcoin, right? So I downloaded. Actually, I took pictures of what other people had to say, including these big shots. For example, starting with Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, as you know, he's a multi-billionaire, very successful. This is what he had to say. People get excited from big price movements, and Wall Street accommodates. You can't value Bitcoin because it's not a value producing asset. It's a real bubble. Oh, I don't know what the fuck that means. Okay. So let's go to the next, right? So let's go to, for example, Ben Bernanke. You guys remember Ben fucking Bernanke? I think he worked for Bush or one of those. I mean, did he work for Obama? Okay, so this is what he says. Bitcoin is an attempt to replace fiat currency and evade regulation and government intervention. I don't think that's going to be a success. So there you go. There's been Ben Bernanke, right? Oh, come on. Okay. Christine Lagarde, is that what is that? Am I saying that right? So she is the managing director of International Monetary Fund, or IMF, right? Not so long ago, some expert argued that personal computers would never be adopted and that tablets would only be used as expensive coffee trays. So I think it may not be wise to dismiss virtual currencies. countries with weak institutions and unstable national currencies may see growing use. This is probably like criminals actually online who actually are trying to sell this shit. You know, means they can't come up with a legal, some sort of a legal, what do you call, a legal form of a virtual currency. So they're trying to sell this to online black markets. I think that's what it is. And I understand why young people are getting attracted to it, because this is like the Han Solo bullshit of online. You know what I mean? Okay, so Bank of Russia from Elvira Nabila, blah blah blah. Jamie Dimon. Okay, so this is what Jamie Dimon had to say, right? He is the chief executive officer of JP Morgan Chase. Okay, this is what he said. I kind of agree with him. I kind of agree with him on the Bitcoin. He said it's a fraud. It's a fraud. If a JP Morgan Chase, if a JP Morgan trader began trading in Bitcoin, I'll fire them in a second. For two reasons. It's against our rules and they are stupid, and both are dangerous. There you go. So that's JP Morgan Chase's Jamie Dimon. What else? Who else? I was reading Robert Shiller, a Nobel Prize winning professor of economics, Yale University. The best example of a speculative right now is a Bitcoin. Speculative bubble right now is a Bitcoin. Okay, so there you go. Bill Gates. Okay, so Bill Gates from Microsoft, obviously. Bitcoin is exciting because it shows how cheap it can be. Bitcoin is better than currency in that you don't have to be physically in the same place, and of course, for large transactions, currency can get pretty inconvenient. I don't know what the fuck that means. That sounded really stupid. Richard Branson, obviously Virgin Group. Richard Branson, Bitcoin is a currency is working. As a currency is working. There may be other currencies like that, like it, that may be even better. But in the meantime, there is a big industry. Okay, I don't want to go on and on about it. I just wanted to get you guys what the hell Bitcoin is. I don't really know what the fuck Bitcoin is, but apparently it's a crypto virtual currency. Can you actually use it to buy shit? I'm not sure. So I don't understand what the point of. Like, okay, so you don't have to carry cash. You don't have to carry obviously money for you to buy anything online. You have a credit card, etc., etc. So okay. So maybe I'm not too familiar with this concept. So that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents on Bitcoin and all that. I think Elon Musk had a say on Bitcoin, which I missed. I think, but I don't want to go on and on about this. So let's just get into the next topic, right? Next topic. Speaking of Elon Musk, apparently he is very serious about sending a payload to the orbit of Mars. And he is actually building what they call the Falcon Heavy rocket. Falcon Heavy rocket is going to actually carry, and he said one of his roadsters. You know what roadster is for Elon Musk? Roadster is one of those Tesla cars, which are like very high speed cars, kind of like in the car race and all that. He wants to deliver one of those to Mars or into the Mars orbit. I don't know what the fuck it is, but apparently that's his plan, right? And So getting back to the basic question of the heavy rocket, which is called the Falcon Heavy. He has the Falcon 9 he uses to transport, payload for NASA or all these other governments around the world. But now he wants to actually come up with a bigger rocket, much bigger rocket with fuel and all that, where he has enough fuel and enough space and cargo to actually have larger payloads, you know. And he wants to do that actually in 2022. So he wants to actually no. He wants to, I think, as a prototype, he wants to actually just have his car Roadster as a prototype to into the Mars orbit. I think near Mars and non-Mars orbit, just to test Falcon Heavy, just to test Falcon Heavy. So that's Falcon Heavy, right? That's the rocket he's building, and it's real. So all you fucks out there who think that colonizing Mars is, well, it means what the boot. Why are we doing this? Why is he going to Mars and all that? Yeah, why did we left the fucking cow? Do I have to repeat myself? That's it. And there are people who are like, oh, okay, so you're going to Mars, but there's no air there. People like Bill Maher and all that. Oh yeah. When the fish came out of the sea, how did it survive? How did it fucking survive? Right? Same analogy. How did we survive when we came out of the caves? How did we survive when we came out of the jungles of Africa into the goddamn plains of Middle East? Right? There's no goddamn food. There's no trees. There's fucking all, plain, and there's no food. There's no fucking water except for maybe the river Niles. And how did the humans survive? So that's it. That's fucking it, kids. That's fucking it. What else? Okay, so that's it. So that's what he's doing. Moving on to the next topic. Right next. I don't want to sound like a fucking old guy. I'm not fucking old, man. I'm not old for a fucking 44-year-old. I'm young, man. I'm young at heart. I'm young at heart too. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Everyone should be young at heart, man. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay. Yeah, you should have your elegance, and you should have your, you should have your personality as someone who is, who has seen the world through many eyes, through many lenses, and all that. But at the same time, you have to be able to joke around and not be like a sad person. Can't do that. But life is greater than what you think it is. Is it? Yes, it is. Yes. So don't be like a freaking sad person, and just don't be a couch potato, and drinking goddamn beers and eating McDonald's and all that fucking bullshit, dude. Yeah, be productive. Be productive for your own fucking self. Forget the society. People out there tell you, oh, you should be productive in the society. No, I don't have to be productive in the society. All I'm trying to do is to be productive for myself, so I can make some fucking money, and then the society would already benefit from that. Don't forget the society. Okay? It's about your life. Reward yourself. I'm not saying that you should go on like fucking Caribbean cruises and all that. Maybe you should when you deserve it, but work hard and work hard and reward yourself, man. Always reward yourself. Okay. So that was my digression. That was my digression from my cheat sheet. Okay, so the next topic. Pollution that's appalling. What the fuck? So I was reading an article, right? I was reading an article the other day in where was it? Where was it? Was that BBC? Although I think I deleted BBC's app, you know, because that's too fucking liberal. In the sense that I don't know, that you know, like they don't show both sides of the coin, you know. That's why I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. So pollution, if you Google pollution, that's appalling. How do you spell appalling? A-P-A-L-L-I-N-G? Is that what it is? Pollution, that's appalling. What the fuck, dude? Oh, Financial Times. So if you go to Financial Times, pollution-related deaths exceeds 9 million per year. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? More than 9 million people are killed annually by pollution, equivalent to 1 in 6 of all deaths across the world. According to a new study, a 2-year project carried out by Lancet Commission on Pollution and Health. What the fuck, dude? So what does that mean? 92% of pollution-related deaths occur in low and middle-income countries with a wide range of diseases. In some industrializing countries, a quarter of the deaths are linked to pollution. The largest were in India and China. India had 2.5 million deaths per year. Holy fucking shit. In China, 1.8 million deaths per year. Holy shit, dude. So there you go. I mean, people don't believe in pollution. That's the statistics. I'm like stuttering. That's the statistics. Yeah, right there. So that's your statistics. You should learn, right? And I really feel bad for people who actually die from that kind of a fucking, you know, bullshit, because they are in an environment which is actually killing them slowly, but actually it's killing them, not really slowly. It's actually killing them. Get my point, right? Yeah. All right. So what else is going on, guys and girls and every gender in between? Since we have to be inclusive of everybody and everyone else. One thing that's not on the topic, which I wanted to discuss, was I think I discussed that last time, and one thing is very fascinating, at the same time kind of depressing, is that apparently there are higher dimensions. What? Apparently there are higher dimensions which we cannot perceive through our 5 senses, because we are not used to, and we were not born into those dimensions, or we were not born into, what the fuck am I saying? We were born into 3 dimensions and time. There you go, that's what I want to say. So what is it like a 4th dimension? What does it a 4th dimension look like? We can't imagine that. We can't imagine that. But through the means of mathematical analysis and how the 3 dimensions actually project a shadow on 2 dimensions, and how 2 dimensions project a shadow on a single dimension. Like, for example, people say that, oh, you know, maybe these entities from a higher dimension, they come in, they cross paths into our lower dimensions. We can feel them, but we can't really see them. Just like an ant does not have a special dimension of height. You know, it doesn't, because it's only for ant. The dimension is only a flat surface. That's it. So if you have a pile of both, whatever you have, pile of papers, they're like 12 inches, right? And then you have an ant at the bottom of the pile, right? It won't realize what the 12 inches of height of paper means. It won't be able to process that. So I think that's what it is. So there are higher dimensions, and there may be entities in the higher dimensions. I don't know. I mean, because this is something that physicists talk about, and some personnel in military also talk about that. There are people in higher dimensions. Not people. I mean, that's a human term. There may be entities in the higher dimensions higher than our three-dimensional space and time, and that may be coming in and out. But you have to listen to somebody like Neil deGrasse Tyson or Michio Kaku, one of those, Brian Greene, and then you get a better perspective of what I'm trying to say. Because I don't want to sound like a fool, because I'm not an astrophysicist. So that was my digression. Another digression from the topic. Okay, so by the way, on that, just to close that discussion out, I don't mean that there are aliens who are trying to contact us, or alien abduction. All that. No, I don't fucking believe in that. No, no, they're no aliens. They're no fucking aliens. Yes, I do believe that there are higher dimensions. We have no access to them, unfortunately, because we live in lower spatial dimension, which is three dimensions, and the time is fourth dimension. And if there are beings in the higher dimensions and they're trying to contact us, maybe they are not interested in us because they live in a higher dimension. Like, why would you be interested in an ant? Except if the ant colony is in a race war, or a fucking like a nuclear war with another another ant colony. I mean, sorry. And if the ants are being extinct, I wouldn't fucking bother with ants. Why would I fucking bother with ants? You know what I mean? So that's it. That's my take on higher dimension. Okay. All right. So let's get ahead. Let's get ahead to the next topic that I wanted to discuss. Okay. Hybrid engines for aircraft. What the fuck is that? Hybrid engines for aircraft. Okay. You know how the cars, I'm not talking about aircraft, I'm talking about cars, right? Cars on the road, road on the cars, cars on the road. Cars on the road, right? So how the technology went from gasoline, diesel, where the fuck it is, to first a hybrid and then to electric, right? In cars, for personal use or public use or where the fuck it is, right? Oh, by the way, when I was in San Francisco, right? So this is what happened. So I was trying to get a rental car in Maven. Maven is one of those rental companies, right? And I couldn't start one of the cars. I don't know what the fuck it was happening. I got the membership and all that. Because they don't have like, if you want to rent a car in San Francisco, they don't have what do you call what's on the East Coast. They don't have like something like fucking car to go. They don't have car to go, by the way. That's fucking bullshit. I don't know why. Why not? That's fucking bullshit. I think I mentioned this in one of my last video podcasts. I don't understand why they don't have car to go. Car to go is the best idea. Cartigo is Daimler. Smart cars that I own, but of course, you can rent them and you can leave them anywhere in their home base. So you don't have to fucking bring them back to where you actually picked it up from. And that's the fucking best idea. I don't know why I understand. Why I don't understand why San Francisco is so fucking backward in not adopting something like that. Anyways, so getting back to the point, right? Without digressing too much. So apparently, I think GE and all these Rolls-Royce and all these other big companies that actually build the engines, build the engines for aircraft, they want to come up with a hybrid engine. Hybrid means electric and whatever the hell the fuel they use. Most of the engines, I think most of the engines, I'm not sure what now, but back in the days, they used to use kerosene oil because they used to consume a lot of, those engines used to consume a lot of fucking fuel. So kerosene oil was the cheapest because they were consuming them a lot. And that's exactly why, this is exactly why not that I'm making this shit up, but this is exactly maybe why the atmosphere is fucking polluted, because all these fucking aircraft, like, think about it. Like every hour on this goddamn plane, how many planes fly? I mean, if thinking about pollution with cars, well, I mean, of course, there's pollution with cars, but then how about pollution with these fucking airplanes? Yeah, there you go. So cars, I think the era of the fucking electric car is coming in, and hopefully, they become affordable for everyone, so everybody can have an electric car. So we don't pollute the fucking environment. So we don't fucking die out of fucking lung cancer because we can't breathe the goddamn air, right? So, anyways, so that's what they're trying to do, and this is a new concept, especially for commercial aircraft. Personal aircraft, I think that's already happening. I'm talking. I don't want to talk about personal aircrafts, including drones and personal. I think that's happening too. Is it? I think so. I think so, man. I fucking think so. What the fuck do you think, huh? I think every fucking thing's gonna happen, and then you're gonna be fucking out of your fucking mind by the time everything happens, and then you are like a fucking, you're like a fucking celibate. I'm not a celibate. Although sometimes I feel like I just fucking walk away from everything and just go to fucking Colorado and just like fucking go somewhere in the mountains. Just like set up a tent up there, man, and just live like a fucking, not run away from like life, but like, I've done this, I've done that, I've done everything I wanted to do, and this is it. And isn't that what the presidents of the United States used to do back in the days? And now we have the presidents who are like man-childs, like Trump and all that, or Obama, who thinks he was a messiah and he's making like a fucking $60 million speeches. I laugh at this bullshit, dude. Like if I were officially like one of those, I would say to my wife, you have to have a wife, by the way. And why? Why you have to have a wife and kids? And you have to have Christian values to be a president? Man, come on. Well, I get that. I get that because I guess because this country had traditionally, Christianity as the religion and all that. But then again, this is fucking 21st century. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit, man? I'm not saying that who gives a shit about religion, but religion should be actually should be away from the government. Uh, it should be away from the government, of course. Um, a belief cannot be a law. A belief cannot be a law. No. Okay, so so I have something that I wrote. Okay, how long is this going to go on? 45 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes, 20 seconds, 21, 22, 23 seconds. Okay. Yeah, so I wrote something like, we are a new era and finally be counted by an alien god. We are in a new era and we will be finally contacted by an alien god. What does that mean? Well, why did I write that? We are in a new era and we will be finally contacted by an alien god. We will be. Well, maybe we will be. Maybe I think what I meant to say was that maybe the aliens are trying to contact us now. Um, that we are actually making some progress in space, space technology and all that, and hopefully we can make some contact in the three-dimensional space, and fourth dimension is time. I mean, we don't. I mean, I feel like that ant, and I'm like, it's not my fault to be an ant. Now you're asking me to figure out the higher dimension. I mean, I don't have means. I don't have the means, sir or ma'am or whatever entity you are, and you're asking me to come up with that. I mean, how? Why don't you at least lower your caliber and come to us, because we don't have the technology to even send a spaceship to any other planets. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, can you lower your caliber and understand us? And maybe you want to send you one of your ships, since you are in the fourth dimension or higher dimensions. So I'm assuming that you actually you have the warp drives, just like fucking Star Trek, and then you can fucking zoom from one edge of the galaxy Milky Way to the other edge of the galaxy Milky Way. So I don't know. Why don't you just like show your face in a three-dimensional space and time? So I don't understand, because I don't have the means. I don't have the means. I don't have the means to contact you in a higher dimension. I can't. I mean, there's no way. It's all, yeah, it's all theoretical, but we don't have the means. But in any case, so I don't want to go on a rant on that, trying to convince the aliens to contact us in a lower dimension of three-dimension space and time. Oh, by the way, did you guys actually hear about that first visitor from the outer space? As in, like, it was not an object from the solar system, that elongated goddamn thing. Yeah, if you go to NASA's website, if you Google first visitor from the interstellar space, this elongated shaped goddamn comet or one of those goddamn asteroids. What the fuck, dude? 'Cause you can't find them in our solar system. So what the fuck is that? Is that a fucking ship? I think that was a ship. Although I don't want to make any fucking judgments, because nobody knows what that was. I mean, they know that that was some sort of an asteroid or what the fuck it was. But it looked like a fucking ship, dude. What the fuck? And it was actually rotating every 7.3 hours. It was rotating, and that's fucking amazing. So there are a lot of amazing things that are going to happen in the technology, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that, including Elon Musk, landing a man on Mars in 2004. Yeah, 2024. That's what I meant to say. Not 2004. 2004 is the past. Alright, so let's go to the next one, right? Oh, by the way, yeah, so, I woke up, my usual, before I get my egg sandwich, my usual, which is, I watched the Arwell. Oh, yeah, so I saw the Arwell, the next one, right? Fucking amazing. The Arwell, Captain Ed Mercer and his ex-wife is his, first command, where the fuck is called. They're fighting each other, and the fuck it is, right? Oh yeah, so that's the Arwell. No Inhumans. I think the season is off for now. They're gonna start it again probably next year after holidays. And then oh yeah, I watched Xmen, the first class, the Xmen. Days of the Future Past. Michael Fassbender, man, he's a fucking great actor, man. He's one of the most brilliant actors, and Hugh Jackman too. They're one of the most fucking brilliant actors. So Xmen, yeah, Xmen. Although I don't really conform to the Xmen, whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, so that's what I watched. Xmen. Actually, I did watch Xmen yesterday after I watched the Arvel, and yeah, so that's it. How are you guys doing? Yeah, everyone's doing good. Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night. You gotta take it easy Sunday night, man. Sunday night nothing happens Sunday night. Or maybe there are a lot of shit happening. This city never sleeps. I used to go out, man, like every fucking Sunday night, dude. I used to drive into the city, and then I'll drive out. I'll get one of those like pita bread, sandwiches from the food truck, and I'll just go to fucking sleep. And I'm like, dude, my days are over. In terms of that, I'm kind of fucking old, dude. Like, I was talking to my friend Roland actually last night, and I think he was in some fucking Mariah Carey show, or the fuck it is, Mariah Carey. I'm like, hey dude, yeah, I might go to fucking Bushwick, like East Williamsburg, one of those fucking rave parties. But then I realized, no, too old for this shit. So I told him, and he was telling me that this other guy, Josh, they're fucking cool people, I like these guys. They're young and they're very energetic. I wish I had the energies, but I guess I don't. So there you go. I'm a fucking old man. But yeah, so I was talking to Roland and Josh, and apparently, so they were like partying last night. I wasn't, and so that's it. That's it for that. Last and least, tax reform. Tax reform. How these liberals and people who actually don't understand, not because they don't understand, but they want to just make a political point of without looking at what this tax reform is. As you know, right now, whatever tax bracket you are in, you actually pay a lot of money to the government, to Uncle Sam. And apparently, this tax reform, people like John Corbett, not John Corbett, Steve Colbert, excuse me, John Stewart, that's what I was saying. People like Steve Colbert and this other guy, they were talking about, like, they were like, oh yeah, loose play. They were like, oh yeah, you and I are rich, so we get the tax break. No, you don't actually. Look at the tax break. If you're making more than $200,000, you pay over 30%. If you're making less than 19 something fucking thousand dollars, you only pay 10%. So this is the distortion that the liberals are make a point, as if the current tax law that we have is okay. No, it's not okay. This country needs a tax reform. I'm not saying that everything that the Republicans have done is right, but these liberals and these Democrats, they don't have a teeth to come up with a tax reform. No, they don't. So there we go. And that's with that. And with that, I have to actually close this out for obvious reasons. Sunday, the fun day, right? Sunday, the fun day. Oh, last thing before I close out, the last thing I want to say. You guys remember? I don't know. You guys are not from Generation X, right? Well, I'm from Generation X, and I hate millennials. Don't we all fucking hate millennials? Not because I'm an old man, but without hating anybody, including millennials, Generation X, if you guys remember Voyager 1, you guys remember Voyager 1? Voyager 1 is this machine or spaceship that was actually launched in 1977. Holy fucking shit, 40 years. You know what they did recently? You know how far Voyager 1 is from us? 13 billion miles. 13 fucking billion miles. And it's still going. Still fucking going. It's in the interstellar space. And that just excites me more than anything else. You know who actually came up with the composition for the fucking, they had a disc in there where they had the songs and the languages and all that from everything else, just so that we can show them our pictures as how humans look like and what our songs are like and what our languages are like. That shit is going on. It's going on, man. You know what they did recently? NASA actually, they fired up the thrusters, man. Holy fucking shit. They fired up the thrusters. And from 13 billions away. And what I mean by that is that they actually so apparently they had to turn the machine back so it could have its antenna face the Earth, so it could send images looking back at Earth. So what they did was, in order to turn it, they had to turn on these thrusters, and that's what they did. And just imagine, this is a machine that was made 40 years ago. And you know what? They did it successfully today. And it happened. They made it turn. The thruster worked. They got the not the email, what the fuck it is. They got the data back from the machine 19 hours and 35 minutes later on. Isn't that fucking amazing? Yep, that's science. with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed what the fuck I said, and I hope you all related to this, and I hope you guys had a good time, with your weekend, and I'll see you Fox next Saturday or Sunday. All right.